Okay, the time is 7:33. I'll call this regular scheduled meeting of the mayor and council to order. Today is Monday, May 13, 2013. All members of the mayor and council are present. First, we'll have an invocation tonight. I believe Mr. Wilson has agreed to lead us in tonight's invocation. If you'll come forward to the microphone, please.
Let us pray. Father, thank you for this day and for the opportunities that we have of serving other people. Bless this proceedings tonight and guide and direct us through this week and further on. In Christ's name we pray, amen.
Now for tonight's announcements. May 14th Board of Appeals meeting has been canceled. On May 26th, you can watch a rebroadcast of this meeting on Comcast Channel 25 at 6:30 p.m. May 27th is Memorial Day holiday. The recycling center and all city offices will be closed. Emergency services and garbage pickup will operate as usual, and our regular scheduled city council meeting has been canceled for that day. On May 28th, we will have a planning commission meeting, a 7 p.m. work session, and a 7:30 p.m. meeting here at City Hall. On May 30th, we're having a special called meeting of the City and Council. That will be a public hearing for input on the operating and capital improvement budget for fiscal year 2014. It will take place at 7 o'clock p.m. here at City Hall. On June 7th, you can give blood in the community room from 1:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. To learn more about blood donation opportunities, visit www.redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. On June 10th, we'll have a regular scheduled council meeting with a 6:30 p.m. work session in the conference room and a 7:30 p.m. meeting. On June 11th, the Board of Appeals will meet again at 7 o'clock p.m. work session and a 7:30 p.m. meeting here at City Hall. Now for the Pledge of the Flag, if I could have the K-9 officers come forward and lead us in the Pledge to the Flag. We have no invited guests, so our committee department reports. First, we have Mr. Jim Brooks, Executive Director of the Evermore CID.
Thank you, Mayor. Members of council, it's a pleasure for me to have an opportunity to talk a little bit about what is happening in the CID, and most importantly, if you have not had an opportunity to meet Callie Andrews, who is your appointee. Callie, would you stand, please? And hereafter, she will most likely stand in my place, and what a blessing that will be, I'm sure. But we're very pleased to have a Snellville representative on our board, and she continues to play an active role as she learns all aspects of the CID. She's been in for several hours of briefings with the CID and the staff. Evermore celebrated on April the 24th 10 years of service to the community, and we hope that you all are beginning to see some improvements out there. I've looked at the quadrants at 124 and 78. I hope you all have noticed a rather significant improvement in that area. The board has approved $10,000 of additional plantings and so forth. Those are in the ground. You'll ride down through there and see the islands and so forth look fresh. They also approved $21,000 for mulch to cover the 7.5 mile both the nodes and the islands, along with the bridge at West Park Place. We are doing the best we can. You probably have seen the street sweepers in the area. That's also something that it probably helps the storm water as much as it does the aesthetics of our community. So those are two rather significant contributions that the board has opted to pay for. we talk about our 10 years, and we celebrate along with the city of Snellville 40 years of the Snellville days, and while you had a lot of liquid sunshine, you certainly had a great opportunity to have people who visited the town and came in and had breakfast and a great deal of fellowship. I was most impressed with the people that came that day. The board called a caucus of elections, so on April the 24th, we had an election. We had 3 posts that were available. Ron Harrison, Tommy Caraway were re-elected to their post. Warren Ald took an unexpired term, 2-year term, for the place of Kenny King, and Councilmember Krause and myself were talking about that a little bit earlier, and what a loss that is, but Kenny's still near at hand, and we look forward to working with Mr. Ald, who is a former council member here. We had one of the council members here ask if we had added a post for this election, and we only have the posts that have been identified in our 8-member board, 2 appointees and 6 other elected positions. And we have not added one. The only reason we had the 3rd one this time is because of an unexpired term. Chairman Garner has also asked me to thank Mayor Couch for taking her time to come and witness the election and then continue to stay during the meeting. You also have probably noticed some dark blue banners that have been hung up by Evermore CID. This is a program that has been talked about for years, and our chairman, Mr. Garner, and former board member Kenny King took that on as a tribute to the town. During holidays such as Memorial Day and Veterans Day and the 4th of July, you're going to see some of those banners come down, and they will have flags in their places. All of them will not be there. All of them will not be taken down, but a portion of them will be, and they'll have flags in their places. And we hope that you all find that worth the effort of the CID. You all have been very gracious and most accommodating in moving the opportunity zone forward, and we thank you for that. At the county, in the unincorporated area, we had to take our application to the redevelopment agency for Gwinnett County. They have unanimously approved that. It will be before the county's commissioners on the 28th of May. And once that is completed, signed off, and approved by the board chairman, we will be taking that application down to the Department of Community Affairs. And once they finish their 30-day or so review, and it may take longer if they ask us to adjust the boundaries, that the 30 days would be the minimum. I also want this board to, the council and mayor, to be aware that we are looking at a business alliance along Highway 78. It will not be affiliated with Evermore CID, although it is supported by Evermore CID. In the kickoff meeting for that group, we would propose that they wait until this opportunity zone is approved, and that way we can brief all the businesses that can be affected if they have hired anybody since January the 1st, 2013. That could have a huge benefit for these folks who have hired 2 or more people since the first of the year. A lot of people said this thing is drug on a little longer than they anticipated. As long as it's done before December the 31st, 2013, it will be retroactive back for all employees that were hired during this year. Hopefully it doesn't take that long, but that's the schedule that we have. The Collector Road at Walton Court, another milestone has been recognized there, and we did receive a NTP, which is a notice to proceed. Right-of-way acquisition is now underway, and we're moving that process forward. The Hewitt to Britt Road has been a challenge, but it continues to move along. We're going to go back because we're moving the alignment of that road. We're going to request that Federal Highway allow us to move the alignment of that road, and it will necessitate us going and resubmitting some environmental work for about 40% of the roadway itself. The road that has been proposed at Britt, High Point, and High Point over to Old 78, an RFP is out now asking for engineering services in that. Anticipated cost of the project is about $1.4 million. We have about $850,000 already allocated to the program through external sources, and the CID and opportunity for a CERTA grant will certainly lie out there. As you all know, that special grants program is only eligible for CIDs across the state, and we will be seeking funding in that regard. The CID currently has those 4 RFPs out. The landscape enhancement that I talked about a little earlier, and that's been responded to. The mulch, that's been responded to. We have a RFP out for additional security services, and according to our purchasing policy, we must have 3 bidders in order to award any of our contracts, and we have gone to a Georgia procurement agency, and we're getting excellent results. If the city is not using that, that is certainly an opportunity to look at. In addition to that, the Park Place study is due up for a 5-year update of an LCI project. We've expanded and we've modified that program before, and that's where we did the tennis study. It came as a supplemental under that study. We will be updating that, and we have made the award of that particular contract. On March 28th, CERTA appointed their new executive director, and his name is Christopher Tomlinson. He's an attorney that worked for GDOT, and we found him very easy to work with. The Atlanta-Athens connectivity and mobility study continues on. It's going to run right down Highway 78. We've had some discussions about Highway 78, it being a freight corridor. Some of the road counts and so forth that are some of the traffic counts that are coming out of this study will prove to be invaluable in some of the future plans that we have in the area. Evermore corridor has been experiencing an uptick in interest from investors. We have about 3 economic development projects at this point, and some of them are bringing some rather significant jobs and higher paid jobs into the corridor. The city manager has been truly an advocate for some of the things that we're trying to do, and I'll talk a little bit about Tiger grants and transportation alternative grants, and it will help the city of Snellville accomplish some of its goals, I think, as well. Really premature to talk much about those 2 things, but it is an opportunity for us to partner, work together, and try to bring some federal dollars, additional federal dollars into the city. Madam Mayor, members of council, that completes my report, and I stand ready to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Any questions for Mr. Brooks?
I don't have a question, I just have a comment. And I'd just like to give a half a kudo to Fred Jones for helping Kenny with the flags.
Oh, he did. He did a great job, and quickly.
Mayor, could I just add one thing? Jim, I appreciate you knowing that we don't have a grants person on staff here. We're pretty bare bones, and we need to use all the resources at our disposal. I want to thank you for bringing information back to us that where we can reach out, try to find sources of funding. Appreciate your collaboration, the board's support of that collaboration. I think it's going to bode well for the city in the future. And I would just ask for your business alliance. I hope you keep an open line of communication with our DDA. We are expanding our boundary, have expanded our boundary, and I think that communication will be very positive. Thank you.
Mr. Brooks, I want to thank the CID. Y'all sponsored part of the breakfast for the parade, and I want to thank you for that. And several of your board members, I think Chairman King was there, Chairman Garner was there, along with former board member Kenny King and new board member Warren Ald, and yourself and Ms. Sosby and Bill Gower. And so I want to thank y'all for being there and also offering to be drivers that day. So thank you for your support. I do not see Chairman Joe Williams from our Planning Commission in attendance tonight, so we will postpone his report. And that brings us to the Snellville Tourism and Trade Association Stat Report, Executive Director Kelly McAloon.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Typically, we normally present the second council meeting of the month, but since there will not be a council meeting May 27th, I'll be giving just a brief report to fulfill our contractual agreement with the city. Save the date for June 1st. Vanna White should be behind me with the sign. Farmers Market opens at 8 a.m. and goes until noon. The second annual Beach Blast is from 2 until 7 p.m., followed by our first of 4 concerts of the season featuring Sons of Sailors, a Jimmy Buffett tribute band. On June 15th is one of our first of 4 free outdoor movies that will be showing at Briscoe Park featuring Ice Age, The Continental Divide. Stevie B's will be there selling piping hot pizza and popcorn. And We Be Chillin' will be selling a wide variety of flavored ice. We've got some cards. Susan, hold your hand up. I think Susan's got some cards. We've got our concert series on one side, our postcards, and all our movies on the other side. Bobby has it up there. Thank you, Councilman Howard. So we'll pass those around, or please take one before you leave. Our summer edition of the Snellville Spirit, very exciting edition that's coming out. That will be delivered to our homes about May 17th. Is Marcy doing something funny behind me, Vanna? Okay. At this time, because like I said, we typically do report the second council meeting of the month, we do not have a financial report, but our board meets the third Monday, and once our minutes and budget's approved, I'll pass that along to mayor and council. Are there any questions?
Any questions for Ms. McAloon? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, could I just make one more comment? Kelly has worked very diligently, and Laura, the stat bookkeeper, with Jimmy Whitaker on the audit. I've had a chance to meet with Jimmy to go over the audit. Very clean audit, a good audit with some recommendations that I think you're already working on. Each one of y'all have a copy there. I'd ask you to look that over. Jimmy said he's glad to come and answer any questions, but I just wanted to get that distributed, and I appreciate your cooperation on that.
And now for our city manager's report.
I'll just delay that until we go over our budget notes.
Thank you. Now, under ceremonial matters, we have presentation of the money raised for the City of Snellville K-9 by Wild Wing Cafe. Mayor Pro Tem Witz.
I believe this would wrapped up along with the presentation right out the next item on. Is that correct, Susan? We can do both those things, Bill? You good with that? Okay.
Next, we have a resolution 2013-012 recognizing Wild Wing Cafe for their support of the City of Snellville K-9 unit. Whereas Bill Peterson, owner of Wild Wing Cafe, opened his store in the Snellville area in June of 2011, and whereas upon opening Wild Wings Cafe, Bill instituted a policy of giving back to the community, and whereas he has contributed to the Wounded Warrior Initiative as well as other national charities, And whereas Wild Wings Cafe and Bill Peterson have contributed to several Snellville charitable events, including the Amy Copeland Weekend and Pinkalicious Breast Cancer Fund. And whereas on March 13th and 17th, 2013, Wild Wings Cafe gave a percentage of sales along with a bake sale and donations from customers to the Citizens Police Academy. And whereas the proceeds totaled $5,000 to support the Snellville Police Department K-9 unit. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and city council of the city of Snellville, Georgia, where everybody's proud to be somebody, along with the citizens of Snellville, wish to show their heartfelt appreciation and recognize Wild Wings Cafe and Bill Peterson for their contributions to our community and the Snellville Police Department K-9 unit. Resolved this 13th day of May, 2013. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2013-12?
So moved.
There's a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Witz. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Emmanuel. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. 6 in favor, all those opposed, 0 opposed. The resolution stands approved.
We have a check here for $5,000 to go to the K-9 officers, as well as a check for $300 for some software that the detectives needed. And just want to say thank you, everybody here in the council, for doing what you guys do. I know this is not your real jobs, it's you giving back to the community. So that's very important. It's not just Wild Wing that did this, it's our community. And we're just that platform that our community uses. So thank you for everything you guys have done.
You certainly make that platform. I don't know if y'all heard me, but Bill said that he is just a platform, but he's a member of our community who steps up and makes that platform available, advertises that, gets people into his store, and then makes sure those people know what he's doing and that they give him. I especially remember last year during Amy's weekend, the phenomenal event he had that weekend and the amount of money that he contributed towards Amy's weekend. I remember that. I'll never forget it, and here you are doing it again, and I appreciate you.
Item C, we have recognizing the winners of the Entrepreneurship Alliance Shark Tank. Last week, we were able to crown a winner from Brookwood and South Gwinnett High School, and I invited all 4 of the finalists to be here tonight to say something about their business, but it is finals week, and so I'm happy to see that they're actually studying and not here tonight, so we will postpone that until another time. But congratulations to all of those winners. We now have Proclamation 2013-10, recognizing the Snellville Days Parade Committee. And as many of you know, the parade was canceled this year. It was the second time in 40 years that the parade has been canceled. And so a year's worth of hard work was out the window, but we made the best of a bad situation and had a birthday party here at City Hall in the community room. So I wanted to take a moment to read this proclamation to thank those that helped make the parades possible. And this is Proclamation 2013-14, thanking the Snellville Days Parade Committee. Whereas the city of Snellville began the Snellville Days Parade in 1974 as the beginning of the Snellville Days Festival and has become a celebrated tradition of the city. And whereas for the past 40 years, the Snellville Days Parade has been organized by local residents. And whereas members of City Council decided to discontinue the parade in 2011, dedicated individuals from the community stepped up to keep the tradition continued. And whereas the Snellville Days Parade provides a family fun venue to celebrate our city and to showcase the groups and organizations that we have within our city. And whereas celebrations like the Snellville Days Parade are crucial to sustaining the vibrant, energetic spirit that makes our city come alive and that enhances residents' sense of community belonging. And despite the inclement weather this year, the following named individuals dedicated their time and efforts and worked diligently to produce the 40th Annual Snellville Days Parade. Dexter Harrison, Rod Jones, Tom and Carol Couts, Alice Snipes, Shirley Bartlett, Mary Jane Gresham, Kristen Easterling, Pat Sims, and Mary Ann Blevins. And whereas without the work and support of these individuals, the Snellville Days Parade would not have been possible. And whereas these dedicated individuals have worked together as a team to bring this opportunity to the citizens of Snellville, now therefore be it proclaimed that the mayor and council of the city of Snellville recognize and thank Dexter Harrison, Rod Jones, Tom Couts, Carol Couts, Alice Snipes, Shirley Bartlett, Mary Jan Gresham, Kristen Easterling, Pat Sims, and Mary Ann Bevins as members of the 23rd Snellville Days Parade Committee. Therefore, I, Kelly D. Couts, Mayor of the City of Snellville, Georgia, along with the citizens of Snellville, thank the 2013 Snellville Days Parade Committee for their dedication, hard work, and commitment to our city. Proclaim this 13th day of May, 2013. I know Ms. Gresham is here tonight, and Dexter Harrison's here tonight, and if you guys could stand up and thank you for your hard work this year. Next, we have Proclamation 2013-11. That's one. This is honoring Brookwood High School theater art teachers Patty and Ken Lindell upon their retirement. And unfortunately, the Lindalls' daughter, Sarah, was receiving Teacher of the Year tonight in, is it West Forsyth or West Forsyth Hall County, where she's a drama teacher of all things. And so they were double booked and didn't realize it, and their priority is their family, so they are there tonight. But I wanted to go ahead and read this, and we will send it over to Brookwood High School for them. Whereas it is the practice of the mayor to take note of and publicly acknowledge individuals of remarkable integrity and character whose endeavors have enhanced the quality of education in our community. And whereas next week, Patty and Ken Lindahl will be retiring from teaching theater arts, bringing to an end their over 30-year career at Brookwood High School. Whereas during their distinguished careers as educators, Patty and Ken Lindahl have directed and produced over 200 main stage plays and musicals for Brookwood High School and the community. And whereas under the leadership of the Lindahls, the Brookwood Theater Department has been consistently represented at the Georgia Theater Conference, has won numerous regional competitions, resulting in Brookwood High School competing at the state one-act play competitions, and has won GHSA one-act awards for sets, costumes, ensemble work, lighting, direction, and acting. And whereas in addition to their teaching duties, the Lindahls are members of the International Thespian Society, Georgia Thespian Society, Atlanta Coalition for the Arts, Gwinnett Council for the Arts, and the Educational Theater Association. And whereas both Lindahls are trained and skilled actors themselves and have performed in numerous productions, Miss Lindahl has been honored with the Best Actress Award from the Stage Door Players. And whereas both Lindahls have been inducted into the Georgia Thespian Hall of Fame, and whereas during their careers the Lindahls have touched and shaped the lives of thousands of students who are working across the nation and beyond in professional and community theater, film, TV, stage production, and drama education. And whereas the Lindahls have been the face and the backbone of the Brookwood Drama Department, whereas the Lindahls are extraordinary, hardworking, dutiful, and loving parents to Laura, Matt, and Sarah, all graduates of Brookwood High School, and all of whom have inherited the Lindahls' passion performing arts. And whereas I, Kelly D. Couts, the mayor of the city of Snellville, am proud to honor the Lindahls upon the occasion of their retirement after many years of distinguished service to the Gwinnett County school system, to my alma mater of Brookwood High School, and to the community as a whole. And whereas the Lindahls have continually demonstrated an impressive dedication and unparalleled devotion and enthusiasm for the theater department, the community, and the opportunities offered for the benefit of the students at Brookwood High School and the community as a whole. Whereas in completing many years of service as educators, the Lindahls leave more behind than mere bricks and mortar. They leave behind a legacy to the Gwinnett County School District, to Brookwood High School, and to the art community. Whereas Lindahls are leaving Brookwood High School for new adventures that they will be missed by the students, staff, parents, and alumni. Now therefore, I, Kelly D. Couts, Mayor of the City of Snellville, on behalf of the city, do hereby join the teachers, staff, students, parents, and alumni of Brookwood High School in expressing appreciation to Patty and Ken Lindahl for their loyal and dedicated service to the school system and to the community, and thank them for being an ambassador for our city. I extend my personal best wishes to them upon their retirement and for continued success in life's pursuits. Proclaimed this 13th day of May, 2013. I actually had the Lindahls as drama in my drama class. I want to congratulate them and wish them the best of luck in the future. And their daughter actually will be taking their place at Brookwood High School, so the Lindahl tradition will live on. Next then we have Proclamation 2013-12, honoring the retirement of Rudy Wilson. This is honoring Brookwood High School Band Director Rudy Wilson upon his retirement. Whereas dedicated teachers make public schools successful and are the backbone of our community. And whereas Rudy Wilson has worked as a music educator for 34 years and has spent 28 of those years at Brookwood High School in Snellville, Georgia. And whereas during his distinguished career as an educator, Mr. Wilson also served as the director of the Brookwood High School Band, which includes the marching band, the jazz band, the concert band, and the symphonic winds. And whereas under Mr. Wilson's leadership, the Brookwood Band program has grown from 75 members to well over 300 participating in 4 concert bands. And whereas during Mr. Wilson's tenure, the Brookwood Symphonic Winds has performed Level 6 music for 27 years, and the marching, concert, and jazz bands have consistently received superior ratings. And whereas, in addition to his teaching duties, Mr. Wilson has served as District 9 Instrumental Chair, Phi Beta Mu International Bandmasters Fraternity Zeta Chapter Secretary and President, District 9 and District 13 Honor Band Chair, GMEA Marching Band Committee Chair, Smoke Rise Baptist Church Orchestra Director, and Band Chair for the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Whereas Mr. Wilson has been the recipient of 7 National Band Association Citations of Excellence, and whereas in addition to teaching and directing, Mr. Wilson enjoys performing himself by playing the trombone for many different organizations and churches. Whereas Mr. Wilson is an extraordinary, hard-working, and dutiful and loving husband to Mary Wilson and father to Kathy and Daniel, both graduates of Brookwood High School, to whom he has shared his passion for music. Mr. Wilson is a deacon at Smoke Rise Baptist Church and a generous helper in all parts of his community. And whereas I, Kelly D. Couts, the mayor of the city of Snellville, am proud to honor Rudy Wilson upon the occasion of his retirement after many years of distinguished service to the Gwinnett County school system, to my alma mater of Brookwood High School, and to the community as a whole. And whereas Mr. Wilson has made a lasting contribution at Brookwood High School and the community by interacting with students, serving as a friend and role model to students throughout his career, continuing to influence students long after their school days are only memories, and helping mold these young people into productive adults. Whereas Mr. Wilson is leaving Brookwood High School for a new adventure, he will be missed by the students, staff, and parents. His service has been exemplary and is worthy of special notice. Now therefore, I, Kelly D. Couts, Mayor of the City of Snellville, on behalf of the city, do hereby join the teachers, staff, students, parents, and alumni of Brookwood High School in expressing appreciation to Rudy Wilson for his loyal and dedicated service to the school system and to the community. Thank him for being an ambassador for our city. I extend my personal best wishes to him upon his retirement and for continued success in his life's pursuits. So proclaimed this 13th day of May, 2013. And Mr. Wilson and his wife are present here tonight. If you come forward to receive this, and thank you for all you've done for our community. Mr. Wilson, I know you don't live in the Snellville area, but we've just formed an arts commission with the chairs in the back of the room. We'd love to have you involved in the arts here as you retire. Thank you, though, for all you've done for our community. We have the minutes of the April 22nd, 2013 Business and Public Hearing Meeting and the May 2nd, 2013 special called work session. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes.
There's a motion by Councilman Emmanuel. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Sabag. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. 6 in favor. All those opposed. 0 opposed. The minutes stand approved. That brings us then to our consent agenda. We have no consent agenda. Under old business,